welcome to an episode of Deontai Williams in 6 plays. And if you're not familiar with what I do in this series, is I take a look at a prospect and give you a look of what type of prospect they are, how they could project to the NFL in a limited number of plays. And that's what we're going to do here in this situation with Deontai Williams, Nebraska safety, a guy that's entering into the 2022 NFL draft. And I'm going to take 6 plays from a couple different games of his 2022 season to just showcase the type of player that he is. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the film. Now, the first thing that you think about with Deontai Williams is he is a physical safety. He wants to create collisions, and that can be a good thing. And this play is an example of that. In Nebraska's defense, Deontai Williams plays the right or the left safety. Right if you're on offense, left if you're on defense. And they play a lot of quarters coverage. And so he's playing too high. He's playing over the slot. But in this play, what I love here is it showcases his ability just to come downhill and fill the hole. Against Michigan State, against Kenneth Walker, one of the best running back prospects in this 2022 NFL draft, he's got a big hole right here. And Deontai Williams is able to come back from playing too high, come and fill that hole, and he makes a collision there. He doesn't stop him dead in the hole, but if you watch here, he does make that collision and holds on to help make that tackle. And then he gave up a couple yards, but once again, he is filling this hole fast and creating that collision and making that tackle in what could have been a big gain. Now, I talked about how Deontai Williams is at his best in the run game, and the last clip I showed him coming down the hill, and this play is similar in the fact that he's coming down to make the play, but what I like here is just his ability to move laterally. He comes, it's a fly sweep, wide receiver's getting it, he's able to come to his outside. Once again, he's right here on the left safety position, able to come up, get that outside contain, and then react to be able to make that tackle. And just his ability, his awareness as a run defender is evident in this ability to kind of navigate, see the running back, or the wide receiver in this case, through traffic and be able to help make this tackle for a short gain. And then the last clip that I want to show you of his run ability is this play right here. This is along the goal line. This is in overtime. Nebraska is trying to hold him out of the end zone, and Deontai Williams is going to be right here on the edge. And that's the thing about him, is he may only be 5'11", 193 pounds. He's a force player who can play back and come up. He can also come off the edge, and that's what we're seeing here. They're going to run away from him, and he's able to just turn and come hard off that edge and make this tackle in the backfield to help prevent this touchdown and make Michigan State have to kick this field goal. And it's just that speed and just that physical nature. Like I said, he wants to create collisions, and at times he'll throw his body and not wrap up, but he does show this ability to hit and wrap and drive defenders to the ground. Now, when we talk about Deontai Williams as in the passing game, he's going to be limited with his coverages. He's got tight hips. He's going to struggle to play turn and run with defenders from a back pedal. He's can struggle to have much range, and so this clip kind of shows where he's best at. He's best going to be in working underneath. So once again, Deontai Williams is right here, and he's going to match up with Hayward, the tight end from Michigan State, and it's just an underneath route, and he's able to stick here, read, and then just as we see here, he's able to read that the tight end is going to cut across the middle. As you see him come back into the screen, he's able to come forward and cover him up. And I know Hayward wasn't even looked at on this play, but just showcases the type of coverage that he can play. He's best working underneath, where he can come forward, and we see that here, playing these underneath routes and under this underneath zone to just take away this middle route And that's the type of coverage that he's going to be best suited for. And continuing with that ability to play forward and that underneath coverage, here against Michigan, he's in the same type of situation where they're going to throw this ball to this tight end right here, and that's who he's covering. And he's got this guy over the middle, he's got that underneath, and he's able to read that he's going to sit down. And then this ball is off target a little bit, but he does show that ability to read what's in front of him, get in front, and then make that interception at a key time for Nebraska. And it's just that ability to read and step in, and he shows he's got hands. He's not going to be a great ball production type safety where he's jumping in front and knocking balls down, but he does show the ability when he has a chance to come in and get an interception. And we see once here again, he's able to just read that route. I mean, the pass was poorly thrown. I'm not gonna argue with that. But it just was able to read and react to a ball underneath and go and make that play. And then lastly here against Minnesota, it just once again shows his ability to come forward. But in this case, instead of coming up to make a play, Deontai Williams uses that physicality. He knows that, and we see this happen too often with him. He's not going to necessarily play the ball. He's not looking to get his hand in and disrupt that pass. He's going to use his physicality. He's going to lower that shoulder, and he's able to make that hit to jar the ball loose. And so that's the type of player, that's the type of safety he is. He wants to create collisions. He's going to do that in the run game, but he's also going to do it in the pass game to disrupt. And that can be a problem for him in the NFL, because then we're looking at potentially targeting, more pass interference calls. But that's just the type of coverage that he does, the ball skills or the lack of that he has at that position. And as you can see there's a lot of things that really stand out when you look at Deontai Williams, the safety from Nebraska. Like I said, I like the way that he looks, but when you think about him progressing to the NFL, I think he's got an uphill battle, just because to be a good safety in the NFL, you've got to be able to play in deep coverage. You've got to be able to cover in the slot. You got to be a force player. And if you can do two of those things, then you could be a starter in the NFL. And in this case, Deontai Williams, he can only do one of them well, and that's be a force player. And so I think that's going to limit him. I don't think he's going to get drafted in the 2022 NFL draft. He's going to be a free agent, undrafted free agent. He's going to have to work his way in rookie OTA. Somebody's going to pick him up. But I have a feeling and I have a thought that he's going to be a guy that is going to impress on special teams. I think he's going to thrive being a special teams player, and he's maybe not going to be this all-star, but there's a lot of guys in the league who have that role on special teams, and they can come in and fill in somewhere in the secondary and be that type of guy. And I'm not going to be surprised in 3 years from now, 4 years from now, Deontai Williams is on an NFL roster playing special teams and making a living out of playing football. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for Deontai Williams in 6 plays. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a fun little series to get to know some of these prospects that might go at the end of the NFL draft, or possibly undrafted, and then your team picks them up and you want to know a little bit more about them. So the best way to get these and all my other videos is to subscribe, hit the bell for your notifications. Make sure you're following me on social media, draft_Brian. Wherever you do your social media, I'm there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, draft_Brian. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.